Okay, so this is video number 17 from me in the week where I'm in theory not going to do any workouts for you people, but I thought I'd get a video uploaded. It's more or less what I did with Tom on Friday. I'd like to capture it as it was meant to be, which is always different when you're teaching someone. So here we go. Find yourself into your squat position. There's no equipment on this one except maybe your chair. You stand with your feet parallel, you have a huge breath in. You can't believe you're still doing the whole captivated lifestyle, but you are. So we're going to squat and stand. Remember the squats, pull your hips backwards, get the flexion going at the hip, get your heels loaded, keep the breath going deeply in and out. This is the next squat to stay down, so staying down there, big huge inhale, relax head, neck and shoulders and roll on the breath out. Big breath in. Take yourself immediately into your plank position. Stay in your plank just to feel everything activate and then lower the knees down. First wake-up call is your tricep dips. So you're going to lower down and up using the elbows coming backwards, chest going forwards. Just do 2 more, trunk stabilised, 1 more. And after that last one, toes tuck under, bottom goes high, push your hips up, heels up and reach into your down dog or your pyramid. Heels are high, hips are high, breathing's deep in and out, and then you'll slowly walk your hands back, bend the knees, let your arms, head, neck and shoulders hang, and then roll up through the spine. Go down to a squat and stay, big breath in. Exhaling, nod and roll, inhaling, breathing out, in you go to your long arm plank position again, but now pull your knees to all fours. Straight into mobilising the spine. So we're going to breathe out, roll the spine into a cat stretch, breathe in, breathe out, send your sitting bones and the crown of your head to the ceiling. Go on, huge inhale, expand those ribs. Exhaling, tailbone tilt. You flex through the lower back using the breathing muscles. Inhale to stretch everything that is tight and then exhaling all the way through. Sitting bones to the ceiling. Your arms end up and your legs end up as something that the spine kind of mobilises around. From this extended position, that's the big dip to back moment. You're going to take yourself to a flat back and pull your shoulders away from your neck. Here we go into shoulder thread needle. So exhale to rotate through the armpit shoulder. Inhale and return. Exhaling. Inhale and return. Keep going. I can't tell you how much this one, so you're in perfect all fours. If you use your breath out to do the rotation and resist the movement coming from your hips and make it come from your shoulders and your neck, you'll get so much going on that you need. So you're keeping your armpit over your wrist as it were as you go down. Just do once more each side. It can only do you an awful lot of good. Last one. And then when you finish that last one, just changing my shape again, toes under the feet, walk your hands back to where your feet are, keep your legs bent, your forward flexed, and then you will roll up through the spine. A single squat again, big breath in. Breathing out again, hollow, nod, rolling the spine down again. And you're walking forwards till you find yourself back into all fours. Now take your hands wider than your mat is, and you've got your chest press. So we're opening the chest muscles, making sure all of the sitting at desks, operating computers, laptops, TV, portables, and having the odd drink here and there. So now the breath out, the elbows go wide, your chest travels forwards. Exhale, core connect the breath, send your elbows wide. This is your last one. At which point you'll take your bottom back in the direction of your heels, still keep your arms reaching forwards to open the joint of the shoulder, don't let your knees feel collapsed, and we're going to go from here onto our backs and do a quick 100 moment. So just spin yourselves over onto your seated bone area, lower the spine down and bring your legs up into your tabletop. Remember, if you're particularly tired or you have backaches, you've been doing too much gardening, then keep your feet down. Whichever way, legs are up or down, pull your thighs tight together whether the feet are on the floor or not. Have your arms reaching and breathing out, up you roll, hold the back of the thighs and start the in 2, 3, 4 breath and the out. 2, 3, 4, 5 breath. And in. If you want to do the pumping, beating, strong arm beats, make sure they're strong, strong, strong. And if you want to take it down and back up, then do so. Remember the modifications, you can keep your hands behind your head. So rather than beating the arms, you can use your rolling breath out to come up and your inhaling breath to go down. Your rolling out breath over 5 counts comes up, or you're beating your arms and you're inhaling is down. The arm movement comes from your armpit. Your hands just happen to moderate where the armpit leads. So if my armpit makes my upper arm push through my hands more, I've got more going on. Whichever way, let that one go. Big breath in, and then up you come, and you're going to go to your bar. So standing, having reorganised your clothes, I would suggest you stand facing your chair or facing me, but don't be afraid of going back to face the chair. We'll take the feet so they're parallel. You're going to roll straight up onto tiptoes and back down again. So exhale, core connect, roll through your ankle joints. You understand this movement, we've been doing it loads. You know your legs aren't knocked out, don't you? Check. You know your pelvic position's neutral, okay? And the breathing muscles, doesn't matter whether it's an exhale to lift or lower, it's that you breathe and you're training your breath to just connect with your core. And so you can feel everything in the middle of you working to stabilise. Step there on this tiptoes position. We've got our classic flat back squat, where you go down for your first one, check where your thigh bones are, make sure they're absolutely parallel, and then you're going up and down, raising up and lowering down. I'm going to give you a side view. So you're lifting and lowering. Your pelvic position is neutral, your shoulders are wide open, collarbones are lengthened, and the knee joints as you go down are parallel if you look down. Never be afraid of having a look down at what's going on in your legs. Okay, we're going to go 2 more before we stay down there. It's just a regular inhale and exhale. Next time you go down there, stay and hold that shape. Heels are high, pelvic position's level. Now a new little move here. We're going to do what we call the hip pitch. I'm going to change my position again for you. So the hip pitch, I'm sitting my flat back, and it's a hitch and a release and a hitch. So the waist muscles shorten, and use your breath out to close the gap. Inhale, use your pelvic floor. So you feel the side of the bottom on the side that you lift, and you feel the side front. Now if you've tucked under, you won't get the same feeling. So try and lose the tuck and think breath, oblique. Breathing, oblique. It's called a hip hitch, and it helps mobilise some much deeper muscles that make up your hip to your lower back. So breathing, yes, you can feel it in the muscles that lead to your knee joint, don't get me wrong, but we want to get the feel of this because it's actually really useful de-snagging or decompressing action. It looks so minimal, but when done correctly, it's perfect. Okay, just go down and up an inch. We're now staying level. So we're asking the muscles that lead over your knee joint, you keep breathing, everything's lengthened, everything's relaxed, but you're asking these quads to get ready for your summer shorts, because you know that in that back garden, everyone can see you. It's really strange, isn't it? Keep going, thinking, oh, what'll I be wearing this summer? Will I even go anywhere? I don't think so. 2 more. And last one. All the way up. Okay, take your feet wide, go into your sumo squat, find your depth of squat, and then push. Sumo and push. If you want to put your hands here, you can push like so. So I bend and press. It's as though your hands are pushing something behind you as your leg comes up. Big squat. So the squat is always neutral. You sit into your hinge joints and hinge back and up. Try and get your chin to nod in, although it's hard when you're looking at a screen, I do believe. Each squat you do takes you into an open hip, and each star shape takes you into a momentary balance. Just do 4 more, she says. 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, holding that moment there, you've done your warm-up. Now I'm going to take you into your squat, so I'll show you from the side as well. That's the squat. We've got the dog type of activity. Do you remember how we do this? Where we open at the hip. So the thigh bone opens, the squat, obviously you've got your knee so that it's just over your ankle, and as this leg opens and closes, you're staying flexed at the hip and the whole body leans into the bar or leans sideways. I'm facing the camera just so you can see me. All right, once more, reminding you the legs are bent. You can feel it in your side bottom on the leg that you stood on, okay? Go back to your squat, we've got the other side. Arms are parallel in terms of on the chair, and you open and close. So the leg you're stood on, press down against the heel, and then take the whole body into this tip. Tip. I'm going to show you sideways again. It's a tip. I'm exaggerating the range of movement just so you get the same idea. A reminder, it goes into the side bottom, side thigh of the leg you stood on. Okay, 2 more. It's a bit of a crouch down and an opening out. 1 more. Okay, we're going to change legs again, and this time it's more karate. So you go, position 1 is here, put your hand on your knee and kick, and then come back. So you're going 1, 2, bend and tap. Hinge, extend, bend and tap, breathing. So the leg you stood on is the leg doing most of the work, but now the leg that's kicking also has the same impact. So you'd be standing, probably with both hands on a chair, going 1 and 2, and lift, bend and kick, and bend, kick, land in that squat. 1, 2, land in the squat. Your hand can go with it, and you've got the other side. So start again, get everything symmetrical. You go out and kick, down, both legs squat. Lift, push the leg, pull back, breathe. The whole body allows the side bend. You kick, down, and repeat. Side, kick. So if you were facing your chair or the work surface, you keep square with that work surface, and you allow the pivoting type muscle action in the standing leg, as well as both sides now, to take place. Let's just do 1 more. It's known as the dog and the karate kick. Okay, and let that go. To come out of that, turn with your back to the chair. Let's assume you've got your mat. If you haven't, you can get it. You're going to simply find a bit of a squat, roll down, and then walk forwards, keeping your heels down. So you're getting straight into a bit of a stretch. You've got a kind of pyramid style position with the body, and then take it further, pick up your heels, and you're ready for 3/4 length plank into full length plank. Knees lower down, knees raise up. Inhaling to lower, keep your shoulders over your wrists, keep spreading your hands in terms of the fingers, and push into the heels of the hands and the thumbs. Keep the thighs tight together, heels to the ceiling, crown of your head reaching. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. 3/4 to full plank long arm. 3/4 full plank long arm. Bring your knees down. Walk your hands back. Take your feet and then tuck your bottom under. And you're back upright again. Okay, facing your chair, you're going for your arabesque. So actually no, let's do your plie first. We'll do plie, we'll finish with arabesque. So your plie position, go down and stay. So in plie, you can be tucked right under, real flat back, like this whole straight spine thing, or a slight tilt at the pelvis, or not tilt, it's a hinge at the hip. So people that would hinge at the hip are the people who are lordotic. And when I come to teach the Zoom sessions, I'm hoping that I can kind of remind people of where their posture position should be for every move that we make. All right, so now we go down and up. So as you lower, make sure your feet are level with each other. I'm just adjusting, and stand, lowering down and standing up. Down you go. Keep the heels up as high as you can. Now obviously the wider your feet go, the less range through the ankle you're going to get, but staying down there now. I've picked up my heels a bit more. So we're waking up everything through the adductors, inner thigh, over the knee. Make sure you aren't too locked out there. You almost want this springy ankle. It's harder to be here than it is lifting those heels right up. So just play with it. Lift and then lower. Where's hardest? Lift is a locked out ankle. Lower is a stability activity, which is why all the quivering goes on. And come all the way back up and stay. So that's your plie warm up. Turn and face your bar. So the diagonal line is here. Your front heel is under your knee joint. You're then going to come back, as you know, and stay. So find that shape, people, where your back leg straight from your armpit to your knee joint, your back heel is up. Make any adjustments and make sure you're not kind of in a tightrope position left to right. From there, take your hand nearest your screen and exhaling, turn, look sideways, open your arm and come back. Now do the other arm. Exhale, keep everything level, rotation and inhaling and back. You can do an inhale here or an exhale. All that matters is that the rib cage and shoulder moves and nothing in the pelvis. So as you turn, you will feel quite a bit of activity, stabilising. The harder way is to have both hands together and think ballerina thoughts as you turn and reverse, breathe and turn and reverse. Everyone's staying down, pick up your front heel, oh yes, and then. So you're on tiptoes on that front leg, pelvis is neutral. You'll feel the quad all the way down the front of that back leg, your heel is high, you're on both feet now, so both heels are lifted. 2 more, 1 more, and all the way up, and ready to switch legs. That was a nice one, wasn't it? So everything about success is in the setup. You have your diagonal line. Once your diagonal line's there, you hinge at the hips and you pull your pelvis backwards. So you've found yourself into your thigh of the back leg, the heel is high, pelvis is neutral, and we start with opening to the camera, inhale and close, open, other way around, inhale and close. Keep that going. Just a reminder, as you're breathing, you're pulling your bum cheeks tight together, so draw those glutes in sideways. The feeling of tucking your bottom under on the back leg side, in other words, the thigh stretch side. So you've got stability happening, and if it's not intense enough, just go down a little bit further. Or have both hands together. And the moment you add rotation from the rib cage, shoulder to head, remember, is the moment greater stability is required. Okay, stay with both hands on your chair or work surface, picking up even the front heel, and you're going down. So keeping the heel up, still keeping your load, driving down through that back leg, that thigh, the leg that's behind as it were. The heel stays up. You're breathing, your pelvic floor, your core stabilising muscles are really activated, and you really get into your quad, into that back leg. Last moment, all the way up, and you're up. Okay, we're going to finish off with your arabesque. So stand a little bit further away from your bar, have everything level, and hinge at your hip. In other words, show your sitting bones to the wall behind you. Don't tuck under, you flat back people. So you can see my very clear neutral pelvic position. You can have your legs bent. Hands can support yourself here, and then you can take your hands, if you can, to here. By all means, stay here and continue the move. I'm going to demonstrate from the floor, arabesque. I'm going to have my feet slightly close together, shoulders away from the neck, pick up my back leg, reach it. So this is all about you pushing the leg higher and then bend it in and extend the leg, trying to diagonal line through the body. So exhale, you're not going to drop the upper body just because you've extended the back leg. Both legs can bend as you reach into your arabesque. And both legs bend and then extend. Each one is as though one's pushing the ground away and one's trying to find the ceiling. Last time. Find the sky, push, reach, and bring the leg down. Make sure your knees are soft, create symmetry, other side. So you start 1, leg reaches, bend both legs, 2, very light through your fingertips, bend both legs, don't tuck your bottom under, 3, you can do a little bit of turns at the hip if you want, 4, pressing through both heels, point the toe of the leg that's reaching up, find your diagonal line from your armpit, through the hips, through to the top leg, heel, reach, and 1 more. Pushing with both legs, go and reach, have that moment, reach. Find your moment, load the heel of the standing leg, bring the leg down, and roll up through the spine. That was a lovely stretch, wasn't it? Okay, your next position, come to the floor, straight into seated lean back. So you sit tall, both feet level, both feet flat. I'm out of breath after that all. Okay, exhaling, lean back, bend your elbows and put both feet on the floor. Inhale, lift one leg, lift the second leg, breathe, put one leg down, breathe, second leg down, and up you go, big breath in. Exhale, backwards lean, hands flat, chest open. Lift, lift, lower, lower, and sit tall, big breath in. And backwards lean. Lift up your left leg. Keep that left leg up there, and then push and push. So with one leg up in the air and then alternating arms, I'm turning away from that bent leg, making my arms slice. So I'm getting everything in my flexors and my obliques. Just one more, this is the warm-up. If you can't do it with both arms, do it with one hand down and one arm moving, and then put that foot down, place your hands down, put your other leg up in the air. So I've now got the leg nearest the TV up in the air, and I'm going to go arm, arm. It's like you're running, 1, 2, and 3. Does that make sense now? Okay, 2 more. My thighs are level. And last one. And then put both feet down and then tuck your bottom under and roll. Keep both hands behind the thighs, go to the sacrum, lumbar spine imprint. Breathe in and come back up again. So this is the crunchy type of oblique. Exhale, tilt, shorten the ribs to the hips, lumbar imprint, sacrum imprint, breathe in. Exhale, bend your rib cage, bend your elbows. Come back up again, breathe in. Exhaling and breathe. Imprint, bend your elbows. So this should feel right between the rib cage and the high waist, and your flexors, of course. At last time, big breath in, and all right, you're now ready for twist. So keeping both feet flat, you're going to bring one hand behind and then forwards. Try and get it so that your shoulder pulls you back and your ribs twist. If you were to be here, like you're cradling a baby, it'd be like that. I don't know if that makes it a clearer action for you. But your hips aren't twisting. It's your rib cage. It's a breath out to ring your rib cage twist. And ring. And then to your other side. It should be deep abdominals. And as you do the rotation, have a little look at your thighs. Often less twisting is more. So I've noticed that actually as I'm twisting, my knees moving. That means my hips trying to twist. So lead with your head, and then your shoulder. Let's all make it smaller. Exhale, squeeze the air out. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the air out. And then lay the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Remember, rolling spine will always be a breathing out moment. From there, a quick hamstring glute connect. Thigh bones are level. Press your heels into the floor. Breathe out for the rib cage. Stay in neutral and lift the hips up to give them a bit of an opener, and exhale to roll your spine down. Inhaling. Exhale, it's a breath in. Exhaling, and imagine you're pulling your inner thighs tight together. They won't physically go anywhere, but just think of them as you roll, as you push your knees forwards, pull the inner thighs together, think of the pubic bone reaching for the ceiling. Press through your heels, check everything's level, and back down. It's the rib cage melting the heart behind you into the floor. Last time. Up your roll. Inhale as deep as you can. Everything's hamstring glute. Pull the thighs tight together in your mind on the inner thigh, and then melt the back of the rib cage and rolling all the way down. Straight into your right thigh, in towards your chest. Your left leg reaching away, and exhaling, lift that leg, curl up and lower, and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. As you pull one thigh into your chest, and then you switch over, reaching the other leg away, you'll get what you need for the abdominals. If you need to curl up for each one, you would curl, send the leg away, and then uncurl. You'd slow it right down, curl, send the leg away. But if you can stay up there, it's a quick exchange. Okay, we're going to leave that there. So we're staying with one leg bent, the other leg reaching. You're going to keep your left leg bent, or your right leg, but let's say left leg. The other leg's reaching, I'm not on the floor with it, and my right hand's behind my head. So bent left leg, right hand behind the head. As I curl up, I'm going to raise that straight leg up, and as I go down, I'm going to watch it lower. Exhale, watch it lift, and inhale, watch it reach away. Breathe out. Now, if you were managing this really easily, you'd put both hands behind your head, and you do the butterfly arm shape that we often do. So as you reach the leg up, pull the elbows together, and the lower spine will stay kissing the mat. Nothing is in the lower back. Now, if it's really intense, then don't take your leg as low. Keep it more like this, okay? The other thing you can do is just keep reaching up. Whichever way, the full range is here. Your leg lifts as your breath out curls you. Your leg reaches away as the breath in lengthens you. Okay, we're going to change sides. So now, let's start off with a more modified version. Let your leg reach and lower away. Have the other leg now bent. Other hand behind the head. Exhale, curl, roll in a bit, lift the leg up, inhale and open back out. So you can hold on to this bent leg. What you don't want to do though is what Tom was doing, which was whoa. So try and have the hold as being a bit of a connection that the breath can work with. So I breathe out, rolling up, lifting the leg. I breathe in, lengthening and reaching. I breathe out and in. I breathe out and in. Exhaling, remember both hands behind the head. The sense of pulling in the direction of the inner thigh of the leg that's bent. Everything now from your rib cage, travelling behind the navel, the belly button, all the way to your bikini line or lower waist, should be involved in this moment. Let that go, and now you've got your bicycle. So you're going to simply reach as though you're cycling. So I'm making my breathing last like a 100 position breath, inhaling and exhaling. I'm keeping my pelvis absolutely level. You could be curled up. And freeze frame and go back. Reverse the journey. Your head can be down. You remember you can have a pad under your head, or you can curl and uncurl. Your legs can be cycling higher up here. Really what this is all about is you getting these legs, learning how to move in this rhythm, because it's about your hip flexors, your knees and your ankles. Then reverse it and reverse and reverse. I always visualise pulling my foot against the floor as I go with the leg that goes down, and even on the reverse it's like going against the floor, isn't it? Okay, that should have given you an almighty connection everywhere here. We're going straight into our sides. So lying on your side, kind of cradle the skull to try and keep the nose, neck, pelvic alignment. I've got, again, it's a baggier top, which doesn't really help you people seeing me. But the ability to lie in your straight line. We're now ideally going to have both legs straight. So I look down the edge of my mat, make sure that my shoulder, my hips and my feet, ankles are where they should be. Now if your boobs are too big you won't be able to see that, but hey, let's just imagine. So we've been doing this to some degree. Now we're going to take it to single leg lengthen, point the toe, second leg lengthen, point the toe, legs are tight together, flex at your ankles and lower those legs down. Breathe in. Exhaling, reach. Second reach. Inhale, flex. Exhale, lower. Breathing. The waist is lifted. 1, 2, ankles and lower. Up, up, closure, flex and lower. Breathing. Reach, reach and lower. So your pelvis is neutral and your waist is long. The legs don't feel as though they're kicking, they are reaching. The abdominal area, pelvic floor stabilizes. Now change it to both legs going up, flex at your ankle and lower down. The reaching of the legs goes up, pointing the toes. Feel the inner thigh of the underneath leg lift the top leg in your mind. The underneath waist is long, you're reaching, your neck is relaxed, flex and back down and point, extend, flex and lower. Breathing, point and reach, flex and lower, point and reach and lower down. 2 more, 1 and 2. Okay, from that position there, I'm going to leave it alone. I was going to do more, but I think we're running out of your valuable time, which you have so little of these days. So all of this stuff on sides helps us develop much better side connections. So when you're back in the studio, I'm hoping that suddenly all of your side box series will be incredible. All right, so pelvis is level, waistband off the floor on the side you're lying. First position is lengthen, reach, and come back down. So top leg reaches, second leg reaches, toes are pointed. Pull your toes to your nose, both legs are now flexed at the ankle and lower them down together. Inhaling and exhaling. The breathing on this, you could inhale, inhaling, both legs are up, exhale, lower, inhale and exhale, or you could switch it round, so you could go exhaling, core connect, lengthen, both legs are now up and down. Or one more, 1, 2, tight legs. Now we take both up and down. So you point, exhale up, inhale, flex the ankles and lower. Exhaling and inhaling. In your mind, think of the inner thigh on the underneath leg and think of a small reaching move, reaching away from the body. If you can feel anything in the back of the pelvis, then you're twisted or possibly tucked under. Now, there's no denying this is one of the hardest positions to actually get right. And usually your body tells you if it's not right. It just doesn't feel balanced. It's called the side balance series. So you should feel relatively stable but not braced, and the stability system is obviously your obliques, your pelvic floor and your side bottom. Okay, make that your last one. Straight onto your front. Put your arms behind your, arms are by your sides. We're going into dark position. So my nose is going to point to the floor. We've done a little bit of this almost every day now. My legs are joined together and reaching slightly apart, but joined together at the thighs. Starting with your shoulders, breathe out. Roll the scapula together, shoulder blades. Reach your fingertips as if they could touch the side of the knee. And then inhale, return back down. Exhaling, core, shoulder blades. Drive your arms in the direction away from the shoulder. Drive the crown of the head away from the neck. And coming back down, breathe. Shoulders, you're a dart because your head is the arrow part of the dart and your shoulders are the rest of it behind, and back down. 2 more. Reach, inhaling and down. 1 more. Reach and back down. Okay. Bring your hands so that they're creating a diamond shape. That means your fingers are like that, thumbs and fingers together. That diamond shape, put your nose on your thumb, shoulders away from the neck. When I say nose on the thumb, I just mean hover it. So now breathing out, push your legs away till they hover the ground and lower them down. Look at my legs, they go so subtle. Breath out, I'm going to shoulders away from neck, inhale and lower. Breathe, exhale, pelvic floor. Reach the legs, I'm getting cramp into my calf muscle. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to do that again. So your pelvic floor is drawn up, your glutes are active, your pubic bone is dominant. And as your legs reach away, squeeze them in and lower them down. So exhaling, shoulders away from neck, pull the glutes tight, reach the legs away and together and lower them down. Now add, look away from your hand, look down at your fingertips, shoulders away from the neck, and then let the legs squeeze and lower. Breathe out, push the floor away, pull the thighs tight together, breathe in and back down. Nothing in the lower back, core connect, arms away from neck, shoulders away from neck, and the glutes are tight. Pubic bone is dominant. The legs squeezing together in this moment here is where you should get most of the back of the thigh bone, inner thigh, and in the upper body, it is just the chest. Okay, thoracic stretch. Going to leave that one alone. Put your hands under your shoulders now. Take your feet wide to give your pelvis more space, and then reach away. Up into your extension, onto your thigh bone, shoulders away from the neck, and bend your elbows. And again, big breath in. Breathe out. Nod. Push the nose forwards, the chest up. Fire up your glutes, side bottom, shoulders away from neck. Imagine you're lifting your cleavage to the ceiling. Bend at your elbows. And back down. It's your last one. Sequentially, armpits, shoulders, glutes activation. Up onto the side of the thigh. Pull the buttocks tight in sideways. Reach the legs away. And back you go. Okay, from there, pull your knees under. And you've got your child pose. So you're losing all of the tightness that may have occurred in the lower back, which is not wrong with that. You just want to make sure you chase it away. And then finally, you can sit, lean backwards slightly, put the side of your left leg onto your right thigh, and that should stretch the side bottom. Okay, so I've just got one leg up. I'm sitting as tall as I can, and as I push into the floor with my upper body arm position, I can feel my glutes stretching, and then changing sides, and you realise how one side might be tighter than the other. You can kind of lift yourself up, so I kind of pull my bottom back and pull my heel in a bit more. Get to that place where you can feel the absolute insertion of thigh into pelvis. Okay, enjoying a bit of a wriggle there. And if you want a final stretch that's really pleasant, arms, palms to the ceiling, side of your left ankle onto your right thigh, And as I roll towards the screen with my legs, I turn the opposite way. So I'm looking over to my right because my legs have gone over to my left. Breathing deeply in and out, trying to keep all of my shoulder on the floor. So that's a stretch for the side of your bottom and some of the side spine muscles and across the front of the chest. Although if you let your shoulder lift, you won't get that chest stretch. Roll back again. So both legs are bent. Side of the ankle onto the thigh and start to roll away. And then systematically, sequentially, look for the opposite hand. So you can look in the direction of your hand. My arms are shoulder height, they're not up here, they are reaching away here. And that way I get a really efficient stretch of the pectoral area and all of those tight muscles that happen because of what we're doing with our lives. This is all lovely and stretchy. Okay, and we come back. So, that's all we have time for today, children. We've titled the coming 10-week block as Pilates in Captivity, because that's certainly what it feels like. If you're going to join us online, that's wonderful. Get yourselves signed up. I will post this video so that there's just another new influence for you people. And enjoy the sunshine. I'm so glad it's springtime for everyone. And enjoy doing some exercise. Remember, do what you can do. Don't force yourself into positions that don't work for you. And by all means, watch, learn, and then do. All right. It's a stay safe, stay well moment from me. And we will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.